Happy New Year, Tarot fam. I'm Annabelle. I'm a tarot practitioner for over 35 years. This is my first video of 2025, and we're going to be talking about Harry. This was a viewer comment in one of my videos on Harry for 2025. They said they felt that Harry was coming home to England. So we're going to take a look at it, break it down. We're going to see if there's any opportunities for him to go back home. So I'll be right back. All right, Tarot fam. So we're going to take a look at this. I am full of cheese and full of Prosecco and full of champagne and looking forward to a really good month of detox and going to the gym and just having a lot of great content for you. But we're going to talk about Harry a little bit. So Harry didn't go home for the holidays. We're not even sure where Harry was for the holidays. There's a lot of buzz on that, a lot of speculation that maybe he wasn't together with the family. Maybe he was on a little bit of a vacation someplace, who knows? But there's really no definitive proof that they were together. Likewise, we haven't had any definitive proof that Meghan is rolling around Montecito, LA, Culver City, wherever she may be. So let's take a look at the opportunities and chances that Harry is going to go home to England, not to Montecito, not anything like that, to England. We're going to see if he's going to travel back to his homeland, the motherland, and do some things. So we're going to bring up the card view. But before I do that, please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe this video. I've had amazing subscriber growth. So if you're a new sub, thank you so much for being here. I hope to give you the content that you're looking for. We've also had a lot of new members. Reminder, all new members will have an opportunity once a month to either win a 1-hour reading with me or a half-hour reading, depending on what level of membership they have. So I'm having one of those later on today. So I will see some of you in there. So if you want to become a member and be eligible for that, grab a membership and come on over to the live that I have scheduled for later today. So let's take a look when we bring up the card view. And I hope you guys had an amazing New Year's. I almost said Thanksgiving. Hope you had an amazing Thanksgiving too. So what kind of movement do we see for Harry between the UK and where he is right now? Let's see if we have any connections between those. So we're going to do the UK over here. This is going to be for Q1 and Harry over here. What we're looking for are similar cards that go together. Okay, so if we've got connection, we've got opportunity to go back. We're talking about Q1, January, February, March. England doesn't have a lot of patience for him. I think the milieu with people is not really great. Likewise, I don't think that he's willing to go back because he will not feel successful in that kind of environment. It will be a welcome back baddie kind of thing, not so welcome back. So let's see what Q2, April, May, June holds for him. Again, we're going to do the same thing. England on one side, the nation, and Harry on the other. Do we make a love connection here? England is still conflicted about their opinion on him. And over here, he is not willing to bridge the gap with those people back there, whether it's family or population. So somebody told me that I need to start shuffling my cards on the screen again. So look, I'm shuffling. And I also cut. I always cut with the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, just to bring a little bit more goodness down. England for Q3. Harry for Q3. So what we're talking about is July, August, September, the thick of the summer. Who wants to be in England in the summer? I love England in the spring, just my personal opinion. Some people like it in the summer. Very mild summers there. It's not like the Caribbean. So England feels a little bit more open to him in the summer. Feels like the door may be open just a crack. We might be able to get in there. And over here, it looks like he goes back. Do we have a precipitating event for that? Bound by blood. Bound by blood and the offer of protection. We're going to move these up just a little bit so you guys can see it. So I think Harry is starting to realize that all that glitters was indeed gold with the royal family, and that they offered him so much more protection at a cost. You know, you can't have protection without a cost. So this is going to be curious. Just to let you know, I'm going to be doing King Charles's 2025 after this. I'm a little bit concerned about him. So keep an eye out for that video. All my videos drop first for my members. What is Q4? We saw a little bit of a love connection there. Oh, well, that doesn't make any sense, does it, guys? Let's give these a reshuffle. A reshuffle. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes that, and I still have King of Wands upside down. Come on, man. Turn over, Bubba. There we go. I think we're all in the right direction now. And we'll cut Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. And we have Q4. That's how England feels. This is how Harry feels. Let's see if we got more of a love connection. Q4, it looks like he leaves with a little bit of a sour attitude from that Q3. This looks like in Q4 we have, well, I don't care anyway. Those are sour grapes. You know, we all love the sour grape story. So let's dive in just a little bit deeper. So it looks like next year he'll be doing something outside of England. I don't think we're going to see. And again, I want to stress with psychic readings in tarot, we're always talking about the energy in the moment. Not the energy that is infallible and destined and unbreakable. Very few things are unbreakable. We always have free will. It's one of the things I talk about with my private clients, that they can always manage and manipulate the events and fated things that are coming toward them to their best. So I always say, let's find the yellow brick road. We're managing life skills, life decisions, and we're going to do that for Harry. So let's uncover what that cozy, warm feeling was in Q3, where we saw them coming together. And if you'd like to book your own magical reading, you can do that down below. There's a link in the description. It's a Calendly link. You can select a time that works for you. So what is it about that warm and fuzzy feeling? Why are we back in Q3? Why is that an easier time for him to get in to England with a bit more sympathy? And just a reminder, Q3, July, August, September. All right, so dominant energy on this one. We're going to put it down here. And so before we start flipping, the dominant energy is this feeling of being on the outside. They are going to try to collaborate and bring him back in a little bit, or solidify his removal from the family, his exit from the family. I don't want to say removal, but exit from the family. They're going to try and negotiate that, which I think makes a lot of sense. Down here under the surface, everyone's got their heels dug in. They are all ready for a fight. This is nothing of a surprise. But what is going on with this warm trip that we go back? There's a lady and there's a young man. So I do think that they are trying to preserve the memories of Diana, Princess of Wales, and also kind of correct the memories that Harry has. I think they're going to underscore and underline the really good things and highlight some of the successes that he's had, not underscoring and highlighting the lack of success that he has seen in America and abroad, as you know, as the face of Invictus and Archwell and all these other things. I think they're going to really show him that he had much more success as a member of the royal family, and that too can be restored, but with collaboration and cooperation. I think this is what that Q3 reach out. I don't want to say reach around, but reach out is here. They are offering a new start. So where does it all go wrong? Where does it all go wrong that we get that salty feeling in Q4? Where does it all go wrong, kids? Let's see. We're going to look at dominant energy, but let's look at the subterranean energy. He really believes that his childhood was terrible. He really does believe that. He has no concept of what a terrible childhood is, and he really believes that he was neglected, abused, taken advantage of. He just really thinks that. It's so deeply seated now that I don't think he'll ever be able to come off of that kind of thinking. Up here, he wants to be free. The reality was he had a lot more freedom to do a lot of things. Feel joy is one of them. Prior to leaving the royal family, there were moments of I want to say a very hyper intense kind of joy, but there were moments of hyper intense joy that he could have while he was a part of the royal family, and those feelings are not coming back. He's not having those moments of exhilaration and ecstasy anymore because he is so tied up with all of his angst. So the stalemate, the lack of compromise on his part is really where they part ways. Meaning him, England, the royal family, all of that. So it just, this is too much. You have no idea how much I've suffered, and there's no solution. He just wants to talk about how much he's suffered, and there is no solution. There's no collaboration. Remember, we saw this in the last spread as well. He says, I can do it on my own if I keep trying. So he will go his separate ways and he will part from the family. So I think we have a year before he makes a permanent departure with the energies in place right now. But Yellow Brick Road, what can we do to have a better outcome for Harry? What can he do? What can Harry do to have a better outcome for next year? Optimal outcome for him. Best practices for the best life possible. This is wild. That looks like a little 5, doesn't it? What can he do for the best outcome for himself? Dominant energy. And under the surface, the Empress. So when we have this dominant energy of the Queen of Swords, this is cutting off. This is ending things. This is severing things. The Queen of Swords does that in a less precision and surgical way. When she is in reverse, she is a bit more hacking away to get the things off of her. So somewhat of a excited kind of brutal destruction of those connections. So I worry that maybe we're going to get another book, another interview, something like that, for best practices. But what happens? This is to achieve his gains, to achieve what he wants. Under the surface, we always have the specter of the mother. Don't have to go into that. So best practices tell him not to compromise, not to be cloistered. So get back into the battle. no compromise, give no quarter. Again, I want to stress this is best practices for him, what he can do to achieve his ends. So, no compromise. Get back into the fray, unfortunately. Go on the offensive. Don't huddle back into your hole, and be extremely protective of your family. That means cloistering them. Cloistering them. Over here, we have no more thinking, no more wringing your hands about emotion. Now we're going to fire up and destroy all of those alliances that we once had that we feel had betrayed us. So this is the game plan for him to achieve his ends. So is the ends that he wants, does he really want to be back with the family, or does he want to be on his own American royalty? What do we got? Does he want to be back with the family, or carve out a path of American royalty with his family? He does want to be with his family. Carving out that path for American royalty is a little bit complicated. I think there's a lot more emotion in this reading than I effectively discuss. I think he really does want people to say, I'm sorry for what you've lost. I'm sorry for what your life has become. But I don't think that that's forthcoming. I think everyone is of the attitude at this point, it's time to grow up. It's time to go about your business and put that behind you and just look forward. Keep looking forward. I think there's a lot of struggles with the way that he is processing information and the way the royal family is processing the information that he's giving them, if that makes sense. So I do hope you enjoyed this. I think we will see a brief trip home that will not end with everybody happy and cozy and a good family. Again, I just don't think we're going to see that. Like I said, we're going to do a King Charles video because I'm a little bit concerned about him. Probably do a Camilla one today too. So I hope to see you in those videos in the chat. Let me know what you think down below. Let me know if you think that there is any saving of Harry at this point. If he does go back there, if he does collaborate and discuss with them, is there any way for him to get into a comfortable place in the world? I know there's been a lot of negative comments in my community section because they're like, oh, Harry is successful. Harry is successful. I don't know if he is. We really don't know if he is. There's a lot of questions about Archwell and the tax filing. There's a lot of questions about where certain monies have gone. There's a lot of questions about who owns the house, what's going on, is there a mortgage, is there no mortgage, where are the kids? Like, there's just way too many questions. So we are certainly going to keep looking at this, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks so much.